Hello, everyone. Welcome to MindBody TV. I'm Dr. Kim Duramo. I'm going to share a really, really powerful tool and a powerful session to activate personal power. This is a session that's going to share about how your body's actually electromagnetic. You are sending out a field, an energy field that is felt by everyone and everything around you that actually has impact, and that your consciousness affects those signals. So if you've ever wondered whether you have the power to impact, influence what's happening on your life, or what's happening to you versus is life happening for me and in a co-creation with me, and like, what does that even mean? How do I consciously engage in that so I can be at choice? This will be a really powerful episode for you. So welcome to MindBody TV. For those of you who don't know me, I'm sharing MindBody TV as a physician to really assist people in activating the body's ability to heal itself. You have within you universal source energy. You can allow the body to heal. And all of the things we're looking at medically, physically, physiologically are actually governed by this inner system. So I, as a physician, have found this to be the greatest leverage point to generate change. It also applies to your life, your creation, your manifestation. And we've been sharing EFT tapping, one of the mind body tools I love to use. So we're going to be incorporating this in today's episode to make changes in your brain, in your nervous system, so that what's getting created and generated in your system for both your physical health and your manifestation is radically changed. So welcome. I would love to hear where you're tuning in from or how you found us. Or are you ready to activate personal power? Does it scare you that you're actually infinitely powerful? What do you have on this? Do you have some like beliefs or thoughts that it's wrong or not a good idea? Or what have you got? And what are you ready for? So I'm really excited to have you, whether you're listening live or to the recording. So the first thing I wanted to share is about our energy field. When we begin to study, as I've shared in the past couple episodes, your electromagnetic field, right? There's three parts of the nervous system. There's the frontal brain, the conscious part of your nervous system. I'm going to move my body this way. I'm going to do this thing intentionally. The involuntary nervous system or limbic system, which is all of the emotions, beliefs, all of the automatic program that govern your physiology. And then the third part is your electromagnetic nervous system, which is very well delineated in Eastern medicine, understanding the meridian channels, and more recently getting very well understood in Western medicine, where we're anatomically teasing out these pathways where the electromagnetic currents and channels are stored, and they correlate with the meridian system. So that's very interesting. So when we think of this generative system, we've got to start to understand that we are primarily electromagnetic, not primarily physical, meaning the current, which is a signal, goes beyond the physical body, and the magnetic system, right? You can actually this is out from beyond the physical body, 8 to 10 feet, that we can feel this. We can quantify this with equipment that we have. It actually extends further out beyond that, but we can detect this 8 to 10 feet away from the body. You are generating an electromagnetic field. And I like to think of it like this. You're kind of like sending out a signal. The way I think of the energy body is we're receiving information, electromagnetic signals, energy. Sometimes you're very empathic. You pick up on other people's energy, other people's emotion. You're aware of this. We all have this ability, but some of us are using it and developing it more than others. So that receptivity where your body's registering billions of bits of information, you're also transmitting energy, electromagnetic signal, which is the second characteristic of the energy body. And then you're also transmuting, meaning shifting and changing energy. So I will write that. It's a receptor, a transmitter, and a transmuter. We don't really need to go into too much detail with this, but this is what I'm working with when I'm working with my group in Embracing Health to shift their health, to activate their power. We're working with the energy body. For today's purposes, just want you to understand you're sending a signal. Your body is constantly sending a current. And whether you know it or not, you're conscious of it or not, you're registering that of other people's signal as well. And this electromagnetic signal is affecting what shows up in your reality, how people treat you. Does someone even think to call you? Hey, I've got this opportunity. Or like, things aren't happening for me. It's going to determine everything. And so if you're ready to begin to consciously create your life, you can choose to shift that electromagnetic signal. And this is why your frequency, the vibration you reside at, has a powerful impact on your life. The vibrational frequency you hold, whether it's anger, fear, it's going to close down your energy systems. I'm going to just kind of draw out those energy systems here. Most powerful one being the heart, the electromagnetic signal at your heart. But we've got all of these chakras or energy systems, energy centers, and they are electromagnetic. Now, they could be open, vibrant, boom, energy is moving through us. We feel energized. Other people really feel our intention. Or they could be closed. And you may have learned about the chakra systems. You may have learned about energy systems. We do see medically that there are nerve plexi, nerve clusters in these areas. But for the purposes of what we're discussing today, you just want to understand they could be open, expressed, or they could be closed. All right. When they're closed, you're not really expressing your power. It's like, I'm doing my affirmations. Nothing's happening because your energy is closed. So we want it to open up. How do we do that? Well, what we're going to do today with EFT Meridian Tapping in honor of this month being when we're launching the Tapping World Summit, we're going to start using some EFT tapping to teach people who've never heard about it before, to remind people and educate further who have worked with it before, but want to use it in an even more powerful way, to use tapping to open your energy. And we're going to do this for the purpose of conscious creation. Are you on board? Does it sound really weird? I could go into a lot of the medical, scientific, electromagnetic understandings of this, and I have in the last few weeks touched on those in the episodes of MindBody TV. So you can go back to those if you want to learn more. I have a lot of other videos in my YouTube channel about this if it's a little too intangible. But for those of you who are ready, I'm just going to use some EFT tapping on your body to ignite health and harmony. So first thing you want to look at is, what do I want to create? If I were accessing infinite power and I were infinitely worthy, what would I create in my life? And what you're going to find is, for pretty much everyone, after we get over like the basic survival, it's always some form of contribution, right? Like, well, if all my needs were met, I'd want to share that. I want to create and contribute to this world. And it doesn't really matter what stage you're at with that, because maybe you're kind of still in your own survival. And all you can imagine is just, I want to feel more at peace. That is enough. Work with that, because when you embody more peace in your being, you are emanating that peace to the world. So that's the best place to start, is like, what are my needs? You're going to grow through either inspiration or desperation, and it's going to get your attention. So is the desperation getting your attention of like pain or lack? I don't have enough, or I'm just so scared. Pay attention to that, because that is a shift we can allow in your electromagnetic system, in your energy system. If you're maybe like, I'm feeling pretty good, and there's a sense of like, ooh, I know what I want to create in the world, in your love life, in your relationships, in your money, in your career, in any sector of your life, we're going to play with that as well. So type in the comments, what comes up for you? What are you excited to create? And it is, like I said, it's going to either come through desperation or inspiration, and both are valuable. We can play with both of them. Welcome whatever is here. You're going to be in one or the other, right? Because if you're just kind of copacetic, and you think about it, ooh, what would I really like? It's going to be right there, the spark. And what I like to tell people when I work with them is, if you could wave a magic wand and have infinite power and infinite capability, what would you create? Oh, well, when you put it that way. So just go beyond the limitations of the mind that say, oh, well, I know I can't have this, and I know I shouldn't do that. So I guess I would just, that's kind of like ordinary consciousness. No, be big. Paint with a big paintbrush of like, wait a minute. If I could do anything and had infinite power, infinite capability on my side, ooh, I would create, and then type that in. If you're on the desperation part of the equation right now, just want to feel more at peace, or I just want a resolution of, that's great too. Okay, so we're going to start with that. Take a deep breath. Let it all go. Now, a really great principle of this power and manifestation is you can only create more of something you already have. So if you're in this total closure of like, nothing works out for me, I just wish, that's not going to work. You can only begin to open to where there already is something going right. For example, wow, I just got diagnosed with a potentially lethal illness, but right now I'm just going to take a breath. There's breath. I can have all the breath I need, right? Because there may be something very scary coming up, or like, I don't know how to pay my rent this month, but all right, I've got the next 2 days to just soften my body so some kind of intelligence could come in. So go to where there already is space, even if the mind is telling you like, I don't have space, I can't. Maybe your heart is pumping, right? And your computer's on, or phone, right? And that's all you got. Maybe that's all you've got, but you definitely got those two things. So start there, right? You've got to start with where there already is something working right, something happening for you, something in your favor. You can only expand on what you already have. That's a really important thing to remember. This is one of the things when I work with people at Embracing Health, where they're kind of trying to create something from nothing. Everything's going wrong. Help me, help me. But they're not opening their system to receive. So one of the greatest things, start to open your electromagnetic system, is look at what's already going right. I don't mean putting ice cream on top of poop and you're like, well, I'm grateful for. I just mean start with where there is a little bit of lightness or freedom, or like, all right, at least I have 20 seconds to take a breath and let my system recalibrate, right? Because maybe something's just about to happen and you're really scared, or maybe you've just gotten some bad news, or maybe, who knows what. Can you be here now and let something in? So just soften your body, take a deep breath, find one thing you could count as a win, or like, I'm grateful for, even if it's just, all right, I'm grateful I got out of bed today, or maybe I'm still in bed, that I'm like, at least I'm listening. At least there's some kind of resource that's like a hypothetical of someone who cares. That's enough. Okay. Start with that. So take a few deep breaths, and you've got to start with that little nugget of some kind of lightness. Then you can expand on that. It has to be a yes and, right? I've got this one breath. My heart is beating. I acknowledge all this fear. And I wonder what might be possible to allow in even more peace. So that's kind of where you might be, and we will do some tapping on this. If you're in that severe desperation, just let the energy open a little. On the other end of the spectrum is, oh, I had this amazing intention and I want to create, and I want you to type that in. And then you're going to feel everything that comes up as a result, right? Like, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to find my lover. I'm going to, I don't know, heal my body. And then as soon as you say it, all the doubt, all the objections. Oh yeah, but I can't because, or I've already tried that. Or yeah, right, it's been 20 years and there's no good guys. That's great, because those objections are the tappable issues. So write those down, put those in the comments. what comes in as soon as you even imagine I'm powerful, I'm a creator, I'm infinitely resourced, right? That's when the yeah, right is going to come up. You want it to come up. It won't come up if you don't voice or acknowledge the inspiration. This is why most people don't. They're like, I don't want to hear the doubter. Let me just be good and not be a creator and just do what I should do and kind of just keep it small. Yeah, but you don't need to be afraid of that voice. You don't need to be afraid of how that doubter is going to tell you you're not worthy, you're not powerful, it's not possible, or all of the feelings that go along with it. Why? Because you have the breath. And we're going to use tapping to assist your body in breathing through all of it. That's the transmuter function in your system. And we all have it. We all have it. Okay, so we're going to start with some tapping. Tapping on the outer edge, and you can put your hands together. You could do just one hand, and you're going to say, even though I don't think I'm a powerful creator, and I have a lot of evidence to prove that I'm not. All the things that aren't working in my life. I choose to welcome love. All right, lots of breath. Even though I don't think I'm powerful, or I think I'm powerful, but it's not showing up. I wonder what else might be possible. Just say it out loud as you tap. Even though this doesn't make any sense, clearly I'm limited and I have to work hard to get what I want. I welcome in new possibilities. Okay, so just breathe. We're going to go to the inner eye point. Everything going wrong in my life. Outer eye, and I'm aware of it. Under the eye, I'm aware that I'm not infinitely powerful. Under the nose, and so I'm not going to let infinite power in. On the chin, I don't know how. Near the collarbone, the idea, I need to know how. Under the arm, in order to be powerful. Top of the head, everything known and unknown that has this shut down. Okay, big deep breath in. And let it go. I like to make a lot of noise when my body's releasing. You're recalibrating your nervous system. We're just going to do a little check-in. The thoughts and the beliefs that come up for you in your system. They're not who you are, and they're not necessarily true with a capital T. They're just stuff in your system, BS, belief systems. What are they? Because when you notice them and when you acknowledge them and you're vulnerable enough to share them, you're shining light on something that was unseen. And you're already allowing a transmutation. So notice, is there doubt? Is there fear? Is there, yeah, right, like maybe a scoffing kind of like resistance, anger? What does it bring up for you? Just notice. And I'd love to hear from you on that. What comes up? Sometimes people think, well, this is against my religion because they have a lot of ideas of like, I shouldn't be powerful. I should outsource that to like a hierarchy. And that's like the surest way to keep it shut down, right? The life force and the intelligence that created you creates you. The life force and the intelligence that is running through you is still here now. And you can open more fully to it, or you can close. And it's a choice. You can let that choice be a little more conscious. So let's tap inner eye. I wonder if I could open even a little. Outer eye, even though I don't know how. Under the eye, even though I don't understand. Under the nose, or maybe I think I shouldn't. On the chin. Is it safe for me to be powerful? Under the collarbone. What if I do something bad? Under the eye. The idea I'm innately bad. Top of the head. This may go very deep. Inner eye. And it's just a belief. It's just an idea. Outer eye. Is it true? Is it absolutely capital T true? Under the eye. Can I absolutely know for sure that this is true? Do a little Byron Katie on it. Under the nose. What if the opposite were true? What if it was okay for me to be powerful? On the chin. What if the essence of who I am is love? On the collarbone. What if the essence of what I am could be trusted? Under the arm, and I could let go. Top of the head, let go of closure and allow an opening. Okay, a little more, you guys. Stay with me. Inner eye, even if I don't understand. Outer eye, my system is listening. Under the eye, I could just allow the intention. Under the nose for a more fluid, more prosperous life. On the chin, centered in love and compassion. Under the collarbone, and create from that. Under the arm, unleash the power in me to create from that. Top of the head, because the truth is I am light. I am pure love. Stay here. And it's okay for me to be more of that now. Big breath. Let it go. Drink some water. It's important because you are electromagnetic. And as you recalibrate your system, water has a very high frequency. It is intelligent. Like there's a whole MindBody TV episode. I did that with Veda Austin like a year ago. And what she has studied scientifically with water, and also Dr. Masaru Emoto's research with messages in water. And he's got a second book as well that was even more fascinating. Share this, right? Like the water can cleanse your electromagnetics. You are first and foremost energy, secondarily showing up as physical. And if we remember this, right? Have your electrolytes, drink water. You're going to flush out these old ideas, beliefs. Just the belief system is all the BS. Memories, traumas, residues you're carrying in your system that are actually keeping those energy centers closed. So you're like, yep, nope, I'm powerless. Nothing works. But it's actually just a reflection of your closure. Are you willing to be powerful? Does it feel scary? Does it feel uncertain? Just put your hands on your heart. Tell your body out loud, I fully honor that. I honor that this is scary. I honor there have been some ideas about this that have caused suppression. And I honor that inside me, I'm always going to want expansion because it is my nature. So breathing in, breathing out. Are you ready to be that powerful? How do you feel after doing this tapping? Did some of it resonate for you? Did some of it bring some things up to the surface, which is great because it's not stuck in there anymore unseen. It's actually coming up. So are you willing to go through a little bit of discomfort as that stuff is purging out, right? Versus, nope, I got to make sure I'm comfortable. I got to make sure I understand this. And you keep it stuffed, but you keep living the limitation. Now it's like 40 years later and you're like, I guess my dreams are not reality. I guess I should just put them away. No, you can release that. You can release it all right now. You can release 2% of it right now. Either way, you're more free. And what shows up in your field of energy, circumstance, relationships, people, money is going to be very different, not subtly different, significantly different. So I want you to congratulate yourself for playing around with this, especially if it's new or like doesn't make a lot of sense yet, to try something new on. One of the greatest signs of mental resilience and physical health is the ability to allow in new information. Like, all right, let me try it on. Doesn't mean you just like buy into all of it. Just means you try it on. What's true for me? What serves my highest and the highest of everything I care about? Just try it on, because that openness is what allows you to like grow, to shift and change. Wow, I used to think this, and now I realize, right? Letting new insights in. You don't need to have the shell of like, oh, I'm skeptical, and the shell of protection as if that's like helpful. It's going to make you old and crusty. Not about health. So one of the greatest signs of resilience in your system, the ability to move through life fluidly and become younger as you age, is how willing am I to let in, try out new information, new perspectives, different ways of seeing things. Maybe it ends up strengthening my previous convictions. Maybe it ends up shifting them. Who knows? But if you're open and you're willing, life is very exciting. And there's a lot of power you begin to access. And it is for everyone's benefit. Everyone's. When you live with a more open energy system, source flows through you, source expresses through you, your body lights up, your life lights up, and we're all better off. So are you ready to join me in creating a world that is more prosperous, a world that is more authentically expressed, which is made up of individuals who are willing to be more authentically expressed? And one of the great resources we have for that is the Tapping World Summit. Nick Ortner, Jessica Ortner, and their team have launched this every year for 15 years. I've been part of it for the last 13 years. My segment in the summit this year is about restorative sleep. How can you do some tapping to allow new brain and neural pathways that allow you to heal during your sleep? It's not super difficult. It's available to all of us. So you can sign up for free to view the Tapping Summit. There's 2 sessions a day for 10 days. And the link is here in the description. You can also purchase the whole thing for your library, which I highly recommend if this work resonates with you, because it's always very, very well done and really powerful. I have great respect for the other speakers that are part of this. And I got to meet Carol Look this year, who's kind of been a friend of mine in the background for years, and she's in the Tapping Summit. But now I got to meet her in person, and she's just awesome. And she's a part of that as well. And I benefited so much from her session. Like, I could cry. And actually, I should send her a message now that I think of it, because a great healing happened for me this year in one of my most essential relationships. And it changed my life forever. And it was a direct result of some of the work I did with her using tapping. So I have such gratitude for her work and for all of this work that's in the Tapping Summit. So you can register for that here. I will be broadcasting MindBody TV live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time in the MindBody community in Facebook, MindBody Community. If you want to join us in Facebook, we have coaches and assistants in there to answer questions and help you integrate this work. We're also broadcasting this in YouTube at Dr. Kim Duramo. I'm at drkimd.com, where you can purchase my best-selling book, The MindBody Toolkit, for 10 tools you can use anytime, anywhere to activate powerful self-healing, right? Like, open those energy centers. It's worth it. You will begin to let energy current move through you more fully. Use your breath. I promise you, your body knows how to clear those residues. And use tapping. It will assist you through that process. And then you begin to see a very different world, very different opportunities, circumstances, people. begin to show up for you. I have loved sharing this work in the realm of medicine to help people heal, especially with the most conundrum-y medical issues that no one's been able to figure out. It is so powerful when we approach it from this perspective. So I love those kinds of cases, and I work with people live in the Embracing Health course each year. So stay tuned for that and make sure you're subscribed at drkimd.com for more on this. I know that together we are creating a more prosperous world. And you know what? All those things you aspire to within you, no matter how big they may seem, are who you already are. So just allow this work to assist you so that you let that expression in more and more fully every day. I would love to hear from you on what that might be and whether you, like me, are part of this massive global shift to create a conscious medical system, a conscious economic system, a conscious educational system, right? Introducing new beings into the world of what really supports you, what really assists prosperity, using medicines and healing modalities that actually assist the individual in their highest expression of vitality, right? Versus centralized systems that really just serve the system and actually keep the individual sick. Like, that is not working. It's not how we need to do it. We will create from within our own inspiration, this new system together. And that is something I'm here to be a part of, something I'm really, really excited about, something I know is just who I am, is how we can create that together so that we live in a global society free from disease. I'm so grateful to be able to voice that to you and to connect here this way. And I look forward to seeing you next week for MindBody TV. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to MindBody TV. I would love to hear from you. Post a comment with any question, insight, aha, or just to say hello. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so you stay tuned for weekly episodes. I'll see you next week.